Kennedy is moving on Wednesday, and I'm driving. Can you not smell the mic like that? It's making me uncomfortable.
Hair.
Maybe it's you.
Yeah, my hair really stinks. I worked out this morning.
Yeah, I can smell you from here.
Whatever. At least I worked out. Who else did?
Ooh, I did.
April Fools.
Wait, did you work out?
Yeah.
Wait, I want to start
I didn't see a notification
because I went to a
up.
bar class at freaking 8:30 this morning, and that's not on the app.
I added it on the app just for you.
Well, I haven't.
Well, not bar, but
I did go.
You could have just put yoga in.
I drove out here twice now today.
Well, it wasn't raining this time. That's
it wasn't as bad. This morning was disgusting.
Yeah,
I cannot believe you woke up and did
rain
that.
all week. Are you excited?
Often.
You get to drive
that
up
early
in the
with
rain.
a stomach ache and went back to sleep.
I don't like driving to New York, but I'm doing it because I love and care about my sister.
Oh.
And honestly, she has no other option. She had to use me.
Yeah.
Who else would you use? No one else is going to drive you to New York.
She would have asked me if you couldn't do it.
No, I probably would have just done it myself.
Of course, I would have had to.
No, I probably would have just driven my car down there.
Option.
Oh, really?
If really nobody would do it, I don't want to. Brandon just said yes right away. He wasn't like.
He usually does.
You're gonna have the two more passengers. You know that, right?
Oh, I got like 8 cats I got to take care of, and I got to feed them, and I got to fucking massage them. Yeah,
Mine are 11. Mine are 11. And you have 2 extra passengers.
What?
Oh yeah, the cats are gonna be in the car.
Yeah, but aren't they going to be kind of like drugged
pill.
or something?
Yeah, but
they're not.
They're going to be like this.
I know they're not. They don't do that.
I get so uncomfortable when I have to transport live animals.
I do too. I hate it.
When have you ever had to do that?
I'm sure there was a time in my life I
don't like it either.
It makes anyone uncomfortable because the animals are uncomfortable.
I mean, cats aren't quite as bad, but like imagine
That's why
if you
I got gabapentin to give to them.
Imagine transporting like a live whale or something.
What?
Like when they got to like transfer them between
that's in
aquariums.
Brandon's other life when he used to work at like.
I don't like being responsible for other living things.
Maybe we shouldn't be
okay?
transporting live whales.
True.
We probably shouldn't. Okay. They abuse the whales and the dolphins at SeaWorld. There's a whole documentary about it.
Yeah.
And Kate always talks about it. Yeah, so that's why I know.
Don't support
SeaWorld. They
SeaWorld.
shut down the dolphin show.
Oh, they did?
Forever, it's done.
Good. They should have.
Yeah, because
it's terrible.
Nobody wants to go anymore.
Same thing with the zoos, though.
It's all
You know what I think they should do? I think they should put humans in the zoo.
I agree.
I feel like if you want to see,
and we can look at different kinds of humans.
I feel like if you want to see animals, then you should go do like a African safari. Like you have to pay the money to go do like an African safari where you have to drive through their land, not they be brought to our land. Like imagine how horrible that is.
I would never want to go see a human.
But think about all like the gorillas and the apes and all the different monkeys, and they're just as smart, probably smarter than a lot of humans out there. And they have to sit in a cage while all these humans walk by, and they're like, or birds. Birds at PetSmart, how they have to sit in their little glass cages. I don't like to think about it. It makes me ill.
And I actually get really sad with the fish too. A single little fish in a little teeny plastic container.
It's horrible.
Like terrible. I just get so sad from that stuff.
Yeah, I seriously hate it. Every time I go into PetSmart to get cat food, I literally like have to avert my eyes.
And I look at my cats and I'm like, I'm so glad that I can give you such a good life.
Yeah, I saw a horrible post about a cat the other day. The same place we rescued Romy, one of our cats, from Kuwait, actually. And this cat was literally hairless, like on the verge of death. And I went home and I like grabbed every single one of them and kissed them so much until they just were trying to get out of my embrace so hard. I felt so bad for them. For that cat. Oh my God. I can't. I've got to stop.
Don't you have really bad cat allergies?
I had.
So why'd you buy 11 cats?
Buy 11 cats. Buy 11 cats.
Once you had like 5, weren't you like, oh, this might be like too many.
Maybe
I should slow down.
Every single one of Mun's cats is a rescue.
Yeah. The first 2, I was horrible. Sneezing, eyes were itching, but then you can train your brain to do whatever you want.
What do you mean?
Or
you can just not have cats. That's also another solution.
There's such thing as exposure therapy when it comes to allergies.
What's exposure therapy? Do you shove it in your face?
No, listen to me.
Yeah,
there's people that have severe peanut allergies, and they do a process of where they go to the doctor. They'll eat like a tiny little piece of something that has peanuts in it or peanut butter, and they keep doing that over and over and increasing the amount of peanut that is in the item that they're eating every time, and they might have a small reaction, but they stay in the doctor's office until they're like safe to leave.
So it's
and that's
exposure therapy.
That's what I just said.
And how many people have died from that? What's the statistics?
They're under the care of a doctor when they're doing it.
Under the care of the doctor, they'll get an EpiPen.
If I'm around too many cats, I could die.
No, you couldn't, Brandon.
Sometimes it's hard to breathe.
I literally trained myself to not be allergic.
That's what I need exposure therapy with throw up.
You need exposure therapy with a lot of things.
No, I don't.
I could expose therapy you.
Come sit with
that
me
doesn't sound right.
while I puke.
I could see Kennedy being locked
Claudia,
in a room right now.
You are the reason that I have my issues because she's the most dramatic sick person in the entire fucking world.
No, I'm actually. I can't
start?
help it.
You're like, I know you can't help it. I'm not judging you.
Why don't we start the exposure therapy right now?
Stop talking. No, you're talking over me.
Why don't we start it right now?
You're talking over people, and I'm about to kick you off the show.
What's something that makes you feel like you're gonna throw up?
You.
Okay, so I'll sit closer to you. You throw
First
up,
of all,
and we'll help Kennedy.
No, can I explain my dream last night?
It was me, babe.
No, it was me.
It was not you.
Sure it was me.
No,
it was
wasn't.
me.
No,
I woke up every day at Dad's, and I would throw up on the blanket.
I would have to sleep in a bed with her at Dad's, and she would get sick every weekend.
Oh my God, why?
And also,
because I had separation anxiety.
I had memories of her being sick in the car with a trash bag when you would have to go pick up Javi or something.
What?
Yeah, we had to pick him up. She had the flu, and she was throwing up green in the car. And I was in the back seat I'm uncomfortable. I don't know why.
remember you throwing up with a 2-year-old. You wouldn't stop me to take you to the emergency room.
I just the thing is, when I feel like I'm gonna, this is probably not a good episode for anyone with emetophobia to watch, but when I'll use the term get sick because I feel like that's a little bit better. But when I get sick, I'm not the type of person like Kendi can suppress it and hold it in. I cannot do that. It needs to come out. I want it to. It feels better.
Okay, I have this very specific memory of when I was probably 16, and I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was in Mom's house. The bathroom is so close to my room, literally a foot away, and I just hear you fucking hacking in the bathroom. And I remember waking up and being like, oh God. Every time she would get sick, I'd literally sprint to the basement.
But my thing is what I understand to a point because I used to have it
I think it's just from childhood.
What's the fear? What are you afraid of happening to you?
I think it's not the actual throw up or anything that I'm afraid of. And I can talk about it and stuff. It's just I literally think it's something that was formed in my head as a child. And my therapist told me when I was in high school and I would talk to her about it. She was like, your brain kind of linked the two events of you getting sick and being in a high stress situation because it was always super stressful and it was always happening in super stressful situations. And I was always just watching.
Probably sounded so violent.
She is such a violent. I wish Jessie was here because you are the most violent thrower upper.
I don't know how anyone can be silent about that. I'm literally I can't breathe.
She's Cora, I think that's something you should work on.
How do you throw up?
How do I throw up?
Yeah. I feel
quietly.
I feel like Brandon throws up
quietly like a man.
Quietly like a man.
That's not normal. No, it's because I cough really hard.
Mom throws up really loud too. I remember one time I stayed home.
I can't breathe and I'm like.
I remember one time I stayed home from school and Mom was hungover and I would get so mad at her because she would drink and then get sick. One time you came into my room in the middle of the night and stealing my Zoloft, and I was
remember that.
You were like,
no, not your Zoloft,
not my Zoloft, my Zofran.
I do remember that. Oh yeah, Zofran.
That's the thing is I'm very familiar with feeling sick because I feel sick nearly every day of my life because of my
invisible illness.
Invisible illness.
It's not invisible if you're in the bathroom with her.
Okay. But
you can get a handicap thing for that.
Yeah, and I need to.
Well, you're not going to be driving.
You're not going to have a car anymore.
Oh my God. Is that the next thing you're going to do? You're going to go to get those handicap tags that sit in the front of the car?
Yeah, because I remember that was the thing when I would talk to my doctors. They were like, you can get a handicap thing so that you can be closer to a bathroom. The parking spots all the way at the front near the store.
You wouldn't go to a public one anyway.
No, I mean, I've had my fair share of moments in a public bathroom. I'm not going to lie, but I used to be so afraid to take a shit in a public bathroom. I literally would just hold it in.
The only place I would do that is the
really
gym,
good at holding things in.
locker room because it's only women in there anyway.
Some public bathrooms are really nice.
Always women anyway.
Yeah, but it's
a nice restaurant. I judge a place based on its bathroom.
Sometimes I
now.
like hanging out in bathrooms. Nordstrom has a really nice one. When I was nursing,
I really like
it's not nice anymore. It's old and
you hang out in bathrooms.
Well, they would have sofas and stuff for nursing mothers.
The place where I go for my workout classes,
cool to hang out.
Oh.
Where I do my workout classes, their bathroom is so freaking nice. It's like a luxury lounge, and it has everything in it.
Like mine or whatever it is.
Yeah, it has free tampons, free deodorant.
Yeah, because everyone who goes there is has a millionaire husband.
Not me. Well,
Got him.
Well, I paid for myself to go there.
And now's the time you flash that ring. All right, I wanted to talk about today's April Fool's Day, and Mom said that she used to prank.
Oh, fuck, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said April Fools.
I warned everyone on my stories.
Somebody could have got me bad.
I already got I got Jesse. I told him it's April
I used
Fool's
to get
Day.
Dad all the time.
So tell us what you would do to him.
I wouldn't even have to think about it. It would just be nonchalant, very easy. Something so stupid, like just dumb.
Like what's something you would do?
I can't remember what I did, but like, I don't know, like something with my mom or something like a story with my mom happened or I can't remember specifically, but every single year. And I'd be like, and I'd let it go on and on and on. And he'd be believing I'd be like, April Fool's. He's like, you got me again. Like it was because it was so natural.
You know what he was telling me yesterday? How Aiden used to be a super unpopular name. And I guess after you guys were divorced and he would like be at bars talking to women or something, they would ask him his name and he'd tell them it was Aiden. They'd freak out because of Aiden from Sex and the City. And I was like, that's so
really?
funny. Yeah, because there aren't many like popular Aiden characters. Like I can't think of another one. And he said it used to be a super uncommon name.
Yeah, it was.
So
and
like,
then all of a sudden, I guess after that show, everybody's Aiden everywhere you look.
Yeah, it's just funny.
They spell it E-N. He spells it A-N.
Oh, they do in the show?
I don't know in the show, but like people that I've seen that name their kid Aiden.
And Brandon was going to be named Aiden.
Well, he is Brandon Aiden.
That's
they wanted
such
me
a
to
fucking
do
white boy
well,
name.
they wanted me to do
Brandon
Aiden Walsh.
I kind of wanted the name
third.
Aiden.
They wanted me to make you a third.
No, but then you'd be a junior.
Third is badass.
You actually
third is cool.
would have been.
I would never want to be a junior.
I forgot Dad's
father was the
name.
senior. Then Aiden's.
Well,
your dad.
you're cheering it on. You have to name your son Aiden.
When like older guys call their son Junior, oh my, that's like the most demeaning thing ever.
I hate that, and I hate when people call, like Jesse will say to Murphy, he'll call him son, and I always yell at him like, don't fucking call him son.
I know why.
Why? Because it's something that Chris would do. Well, he would call people or his mom would call him son, but then he would call his daughter a kid, my kid. I'm like, I hate that. Like, don't call him son.
Name?
I said children more.
Murphy or Jesse's like, what am I supposed to call him? Then I'm like, your baby. He's your baby. Don't call him son.
Or my child.
No, he's your baby.
Okay, that's a little weird on your part.
Dictate what his name is.
Wow.
It's weird if you say.
Because he'll be like, come here, son. I'm like, don't say that.
I think it's less
come
weird.
Here, baby.
Right.
I don't think
it's
weird
Murphy.
for him to call him
He's a baby.
Did you give birth to him?
Mom did.
You gave birth to the cat?
I call Percy my son. I go, oh, I love my son.
I don't know where she's getting that from.
I don't like that. My son.
Maybe you just hate
or just
boys.
say my son is okay. It's son. It's not putting them on.
Come here, son.
Or hi son.
Yeah, that's
it's
weird.
like when people say hi, father.
It just
that's
seems very close.
But my son
very closed off or very distant.
My little baby son. Yes,
but if you're Claudia,
that's what I mean. I don't mean call him like.
But if you're talking to someone and you say blah 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 my son,
it's kind of funny though.
Yeah, but that's different. That's different. I'm saying when you're talking to that child or animal,
like, come
or whatever.
here, my son.
Yeah, Jesse will be like, "Come here, son," and I'm like, "Don't call him
I think
that."
That's funny coming from Jesse.
Just try to add like mine in front of it. It changes it.
No,
all.
I still don't like it.
Come here, my son. My son's weird.
Just call him Murph. That's his name.
Murph, Murphy, Lurf.
Anything. There's so many names for him.
The amount of time you guys talk about cats.
I could literally spend my entire life. Are you
jealous?
No, I'm not jealous.
You don't understand.
I hear it so much that
don't get it.
I just zone out. I go into a different place in my head.
Because you don't get
disappear into nothingness.
I'm sorry that you don't have an animal that you love that much.
It doesn't make sense to me because you talk about how you never want to have kids. I'm pretty sure you've mentioned that at some point. Now I know you do, but it's different. But
when did I
you
say
have
that?
all these cats and you literally act like they're kids. You're like, well, I took him to like the vet the other day and he has like diarrhea for the 8th time this month. I don't know what to do. And then like oh my God, mine has diarrhea too. All your fucking cats have diarrhea.
No, they don't.
Something you're feeding them is not good.
No, my cats are fine.
It's hers. No.
You're thinking back when had a million cat issues.
Literally yesterday definitely. We were at Easter fucking lunch or dinner, whatever that shit was. And the entire time you were talking with about how your cats need to go to the vet and the vet fucking sucks. If the vet's listening, sorry vet, you suck. And all your cats have all these problems and they all have the same problems.
Yes, because
your cats have severe illnesses.
No, they don't.
They don't. Percy has a sensitive stomach. Okay, he has an intolerance to something.
He's a cat.
That is not a
Give him the fucking cat food and let him live his life.
I put him above humans in my mind. I put him put him above you. I'm just kidding.
No, I know you do. That's why I'm
don't.
fucking transporting him to New York like a chauffeur. Your brother is a chauffeur for your fucking cat.
You no, you're not. I literally said I said I would use Superhuman when I got there and get you New York food.
That's what you're
he got
doing.
bribed.
Yeah, he said I have 3 stipulations.
Oh,
I
my
don't have
God.
to move anything. We can get good New York food, and you use Superhuman in New York.
Uh-huh.
Are you gonna drive back the same day?
I mean, I don't know. She has no bed.
no,
We're going there. There's going to be nothing in there. We're going to sleep on the floor.
I'm asking
Oh,
them
he is
if
sleeping
it's
there.
possible to get it delivered the same day. Otherwise, I'm gonna order 2 cheap blow up beds.
Or just get sleeping bags. Really comfortable sleeping bags. It's for one night.
On the hard floor? Fuck that.
I mean, I've slept in a freezing
good for you,
van
actually.
in negative 10-degree weather with
Sleeping
Cory.
on the floor is really good for your back.
But we didn't actually make it.
just
no
get,
matter what, I'll probably sleep horrible that night, so I don't really
get
care.
a blow up bed.
I'll get Brandon a
And
sleeping
what are you
bag.
gonna do? You're gonna have to bring all this stuff for the cats in the
I have
car.
a blow-up mattress. Why don't I bring the blow-up
Oh yeah,
mattress?
bring your blow up
you do?
mattress.
I'm not sleeping in the same
Oh,
bed as you, though.
I'm not
Bring
sleeping in
that.
the same bed as you.
You smell like cat.
No,
Just
I
make
You,
sure-
don't.
you look like you smell
Wait,
like
that's
cat
actually
piss.
funny. Brandon's gonna have to sleep there, and then the cats are gonna come and like lay on his blow up bed with him.
No, they're not, because they're probably
Brandon
going to be in
better
a
take
room the
allergy
whole
pills.
night.
I could die in the middle of the night. I've never slept in a room with 2 cats.
Yes,
or
you
3.
have.
You have 3, right?
Okay.
Yes,
what
you
if what if
have.
my
You're
She's
acting like
2.
my apartment is going to be some tiny
She has
little
2.
what if my
box.
airway closes up and constricts
Take
and
your
I
freaking
die
allergy
in the
medication.
middle of the
CPR.
night? You know how sad mom will be if I die? I'm her favorite child.
You need to take
You're a
allergy
sec- you're-
medication
right now.
You guys
There we go.
might be tied for second. I don't know.
Actually,
You
I
can
think
battle
I'm
that
mom's
out.
favorite because I moved back closer to her again.
Well, now you're mom's favorite.
and I
I'm just gonna let them go.
give her things.
I used to be her favorite, but
I work out with her sometimes. So, yeah. Sorry, guys.
Well, I think you're the
'cause-
least favorite because you have to try to justify it.
And also, you're settling
That's
down.
not
You're getting
true.
married and you have a house.
Yeah,
Like,
mom's so glad about that. That's why I'm her favorite.
It's great.
That's why I'm her favorite.
I'm not saying anything.
And I spoil
now you
her
have
too.
to
I'll
say,
just let them battle
you,
it
you
out.
have to. No, this is up to
What?
you.
No,
Who's-
I'm not saying that. I never pick a favorite. I don't have a favorite. I love you all equally.
So when parents say this, I don't agree because if I was a parent, I would have a favorite
No,
kid.
I'm-
No. You might love us all equally, but you definitely have a favorite each week.
Yeah, she's thinking in her head right now who
Oh,
the
okay.
favorite
I
is.
have
She's
a
just not
favorite
going to
each week
reveal
now.
it because you don't want to make your kids feel bad. I mean, we're older. We can take it. If I'm the least favorite, you can tell me.
I remember my grandmother used to say, I don't have a favorite. I love everybody the same. And that's what I'm sticking to.
and
sound like
that's
my
called
grandmother.
and that's called a lie.
I think
It is not a
grandma
lie.
would
And now I'm a
definitely.
liar.
Did your grandma also teach you that lying's bad?
Now I'm a liar.
Grandma would definitely pick a favorite though. Don't
Oh,
you
grandma
think?
would at this point.
I
She
feel like
doesn't
if we
give a
asked her,
fuck.
she's so brutally honest lately that she would just be like, I think I like you the best.
No, I don't. All right, now I'm
Yeah,
going to ask her later. I don't think she would say that.
What, out of grandkids
Yeah.
or children?
It's like when grandma said in front of Kennedy and Skylar, she said, I actually prefer Kennedy's skin tone.
Oh my!
She didn't say
God.
I prefer. She said something like,
What?
Yes, she did.
said how tan Skylar was, and then she was like, I love Kennedy's ivory skin and blah, blah, blah.
No,
Because
she said she
Grandma, I know
preferred
you're
it.
listening to this right
remember.
now.
were you there?
Of course she
I'm pretty
is.
sure I was. Well, I
don't
remember you guys
remember.
talking about it.
Mom,
and
I'm
she
going to
said-
ask you if me or Mara is your favorite.
No, I
I
meant
don't know if
between.
you
I
wanna
meant
know the
between
answer
our
to that, Mom.
I meant between our grandkids, not between you guys.
I know, but it's making
Between
me want to
us
ask her
three.
about me and Mara. There's no way she's going to say it.
Okay, I have some. There's a news article that I think is interesting. You guys probably already know about this, but I thought it was funny because Kennedy's moving to New York. Another New York City woman sucker punched on street an attack that left her with broken jaw.
Wow.
Okay,
Don't-
what
okay,
area
first
of
all-
New York does it say that
Oh,
these
this
are
gives me
happening?
anxiety.
Exactly. These are
That's
happening
actually
in
so
Manhattan.
fucked.
It's happening all over New York.
No, it's
Salt Lake City too in Utah.
Listen.
What is this? People think it's funny to punch a woman in the face for
yes,
no reason.
because there are evil men out there who.
It's one homeless guy just going around like a vigilante.
It's the same guy.
Is that a vigilante?
So how did he make it to
Anti-
Utah?
Is it actually the
anti-girl?
same guy? Is that
They
confirmed?
said that it's been one guy for like 3 weeks.
Okay, that's,
he's just
that's comforting.
I think there's a
punching
And
whole
breaking
like
their
team.
jaw. You have to punch someone so hard to break their jaw.
That is really
Okay, but I
like-
will say, not that this, I will say, actually, I don't know if I want to say that. Never mind.
I was gonna say, I think there's a whole head punching team because I think they caught one of them, and then there's other head punchers. We got to train more head punchers in case one of us
Brayden,
goes to
it's
prison.
not funny.
Yeah, why are you
I'm not
making it
saying
a joke?
it's funny.
Yes, you
'cause
are.
Yeah,
They're not-
I know
what
why
if-
you're making it a joke because you're not the fucking target. Because no one's going around punching men on the side of the street.
Got
Fuck it,
punched
you
in
know
the
what?
head plenty of times in the
I'm
past.
gonna become a head puncher for anyone
I'm
named
saying that-
Brandon.
A head puncher.
Me.
A head puncher.
That's so traumatic. Imagine just walking. Like,
I honestly think I would freeze and just be lying on the ground like, what the fuck just
yeah, I
happened?
would go into shock,
I'm
and then
sure
I'd be
that's
so
probably
fucking
what they all
pissed,
do.
and I'd. Oh, that
Especially if a
makes me
jaw is
so
broken.
mad.
If I saw somebody head punch
horrible.
a girl in the back of the head, I would chase them down
Okay,
and fuck
that's.
them up.
I would not want to go out
Is it in the back
if
of
I
the
lived
head?
there.
In the front.
Oh, the
So they're
front,
not getting head punched. They're just getting punched in the face.
like
Straight up
so
punched in the
skull
face.
punched.
That is so horrible.
Who does that at random? Like, what makes you want to go
Also,
up and just like?
Can't they catch them and
I was
just
gonna say,
like,
why
They've
isn't
caught
anyone
them. There's
doing
more.
it back?
I said there's more head punchers. You guys thought I was
jeez,
making a
that's
joke.
like-
There's actually more head punchers.
It probably was always happening, but now people are talking about it more because it's like been a thing on TikTok and stuff.
Wait, they put it on TikTok?
Girls will be punched in the face and they'll make a TikTok and be like, I was just walking on the streets of New York and I got punched in the face.
They don't
Why do you
realize that
think-
when they put it up like that, it just promotes it more to happen.
I don't agree
No,
with
I'm
that.
wondering. Why do
I
you
do.
think people are doing it?
They think it's fun.
Why
I
do
don't know.
men rape women? Like, there's no reason. It's just
that's,
evil.
That's different than randomly punching somebody in the head in public.
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
I
it's different, but it's the same. There's the same message there. They just do it because they can.
get off to
They
it.
see a woman, they see her looking at her phone, they see easy target, they punch her in the face, and then they move on with their day. They don't give a
How do
fuck.
you even avoid that? You have to walk past
You
people. in
can't
New York
avoid
City.
it. You just can't look at your phone while you're on the street. But even then, that doesn't mean anything.
You can just be walking.
Or you just don't move to New York. That's
That could happen on the streets of where we live as well.
here.
There were boys lighting firecrackers in the middle of the street the other day.
Yeah, but that's just like having fun. Kids did that back
That is
then.
not just having fun in the
Okay.
middle of a traffic
Okay,
circle.
Dad knocked down mailboxes with a baseball bat.
Dad
Okay,
was
and
a
he was
horrible
a
He did
person.
fucked up stuff. He took fire extinguishers and shot him in people's cars.
He wasn't a good person
yeah,
when he was
that is
young.
fucked up. What's your?
I'm not saying that a firecracker's not fucked up, but like you can't prevent a group of like teenage kids from playing with fucking firecrackers.
Yeah, you
like,
can.
what are you gonna do? Chain them to a fucking wall? Mm-hmm. Like they're gonna get into
Where
shit.
are their parents?
Like a firecracker is not that bad compared to like punching a
They
girl
were
in the
walking
head.
in the street in front of cars as if there's a crosswalk right there.
Well,
Their
maybe their
parents
parents need
probably
to
don't
Their
spank them.
parents don't
No, their
care.
parents
Or
don't
isn't
their
a thing
parents don't
anymore.
know.
Maybe they should be spanked.
a
No,
lot
they
of
should
parents
just be
just
put in
can't control their
activities.
kids. It
But yeah,
reminds me.
Anyways, that stuff is happening in Manhattan, which is not where I will be living.
Yeah, it's just people just don't know how to control their
And
kids,
I fucking dare somebody to try to punch me in the face. I got a taser now.
If somebody head punches you, I'll fuck them up.
You'd be fumbling.
Oh no
with
no no
it
no!
so
I'm gonna be
hard.
holding that keychain everywhere I walk. You guys,
Yeah.
act
You
have to have your hand on
you
the
guys
button.
act like I'm some little afraid thing. Still, I am literally ready for a man to try something with me because I would love.
All right, let's
to beat
play
a
out
man
the
up.
scenario. Corey, zip up your hood and come over here and kind of get your taser out.
And listen, I probably will take self-defense classes. Me and Scarlett
I
will probably
hope
take
so.
up this summer because
That's what I suggested.
I was teaching Kate ways to get out of like
I
holds
really
the
just-
other
I
day.
wanna know how to
suggested
beat up
it.
a
I
man.
just feel like women who are living on their own. I mean, I just feel like anybody should, but I just feel like you should just know like the things to do, like, and just have it in your brain where it's just like automatic.
yeah.
Boom. Mine would be my
remember
fingernails.
the mercenaries I had kidnapped Jesse
Yeah,
for that
was
video?
crazy.
I was gonna contact them and take some kind of like training classes with them.
Seriously?
Yeah, because I want to know how to like use a gun and like how to. I already know how to kind of
I
some
want to
self-defense,
be able to
but I
kill
want to get
someone
like
with my
really
bare
good.
hands.
Well, yeah, I want to be able to like
If
protect
need
people
be.
and
Offer
stuff.
that?
Yeah,
They do?
that's his main thing. Corey and I met with
you
him
can
the first time.
take self-defense classes. Dad's probably like,
We walked
why
in
wouldn't
this-
you just take mine?
Well, because we walked into this
That is
guy's
self-defense.
office.
He knows
His
a lot.
office had like walls of just like ammunition, like everywhere, like in the office.
That's
And
so scary.
they actually
I
teach
mean,
real
that's
like
like-
self-defense.
Did anyone watch Greenland?
No, what is that?
It's a movie with Gerard.
Butler.
Is that him? The older guy?
That was in The Ugly Truth, Katherine Heigl.
I think so. But basically where all of a sudden this like comet is coming
Oh, I
towards
saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Earth, and it's like so much bigger. There people weren't making a big deal about it, but all of a sudden it's like so much bigger than people thought, like enough to wipe out an entire the world.
Oh my God,
basically.
all
sounds
these
like Don't Look Up.
movies are
And it's like well, it's like
cause
it's
such
like breaking into
anxiety.
pieces, so then there's pieces flying in different areas, and then basically
Wait,
it's
what's it called?
Greenland.
Yeah, I didn't see the
And
previews for that.
basically it's him, his wife, and they have a 7-year-old son. And this like the movie, I swear, it's like every time they get over one hump, the next one comes, and it's like
Oh, yeah,
nonstop.
I can't.
Yeah.
No,
And it's
I
like
hate movies like
it's
that.
one of those
well,
end of the world
the thing of the
apocalypse
movie is
movies.
they
Yeah.
selected only certain people that had certain like jobs that could be useful for recreating a population. So like he's a structural engineer, so they chose him, his wife, and his kid. They give him these bracelets and they're allowed to come down in this military base. And basically at the end of the movie, it's like,
Oh, the whole time I was watching that movie, I'd be like, yeah, we would be really fucked.
it was actually terrifying and like so sad.
Apocalypse, unless we're gonna be like jesters or something. Then maybe
Yeah,
they'll
I'll
bring
be in
us
the
on.
entertainment category. I'm not doing shit otherwise. I'll take care
I'm
of the
literally
cats.
watching Mr. Robot lately, and that's from 2000. I think was it 15, Dakota? 2015 it started. It's 4 seasons.
With Rami
It's
Malek.
got Rami Malek in it.
Love
and
him.
it's very interesting. And then we wake up this morning and see on the news that AT&T's been hacked. And we're like,
I
oh,
thought
it's
that
just
happened
like
a
the
while
movie.
ago. It just happened today because I
Yeah.
heard
Okay,
about
wait,
this
no,
weeks
I
ago.
Oh, I
was
don't
say-
know when it happened, but
So
recently.
we were talking last week about how that ship ran into the bridge.
Yep.
And then a few
Now-
days later, Jesse and I are driving home.
Oh, yeah.
And out of nowhere, there's like 6 deer just in front of our car on the street, like on this back road. No other cars, just us. And they're like just walking in front of the car. And we turn around and there's literally like 20 more standing over like
She's
next
like,
to
oh
the
my
car.
God, the movie's coming to life.
And then like they're trying to get through this fence and they can't. So we're just literally driving slow behind them. Like I've never just seen deer like not be like running like as fast as they can before. It was the most weird thing. They're just casually like all crossing the street like one after the other.
Yeah. She sends a
I was
video
like, are
out.
they confused?
In
'Cause that happened in the movie.
In Japan, there's deer everywhere, and they let you come up and touch them.
No, the deer here, if you go up to them, they will like
Most of
freak
them
out.
will run.
Well, I'm
Most
only
of
saying
them,
that
but-
because that is what happens in Leave the World Behind.
Right.
Yeah, where the deer
All
just
the
kind
ship,
of
what
crowded
you said,
around
and
them.
then there was a
It's not
really
just
bad
ship
storm.
dies.
Animals, like,
Then the deer are like all confused and they don't know where to go.
Yeah.
So they're just a million of them standing there. And then that night or something, there was like a really bad thunderstorm, which happens in the movie.
oh my God, that's really
What's your
weird.
guys' favorite season? Mine's spring.
I don't know.
I was like, of what show?
I'm just
I was like,
I'm
what?
just curious what you're all gonna say. Wait, I want to get my guess in my head. You're gonna say summer. You're gonna say summer,
yeah, I'm probably borderline summer.
and I think you would say fall,
Spring.
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 I was
Yeah.
gonna say spring, but I
Why?
didn't want to say.
I don't like
this.
summer because it's too hot.
I don't
You're
like
all
summer
sweaty
either.
and sticky and gross.
I like
don't
summer,
like
though,
winter
'cause
because
you
it's
can-
too fucking cold. Obviously, I don't like fall because it's a sign that it's going to be winter and it's going to be cold soon. So that
Yeah.
sucks.
Well,
And,
like,
and I like spring because like I like when the birds like are making that noise outside.
It's like
Sounds
new
like in the fucking
beginnings.
Yeah,
rainforest.
that's true,
Like if you
too.
open the windows,
Yeah, no.
while you sleep and you wake up in the morning, it literally sounds like you're
Yeah,
in
it
the rainforest.
does. I
'Cause of the little
actually
birds.
like
I
a
just
little
like
bit of
the,
every
I like
season.
the changing of the seasons.
Yeah, I like
Same.
a little bit of every. As soon
That's
as
how
the
I
next
feel.
season comes,
That's
you're
why
sick of the one.
I feel like I'm always going to live on the East Coast because I like having seasons. I like having winter and fall and spring and summer. I don't want it to be nice all of the time. And
I
didn't
don't
like,
love winter, but I do love like the one snowy year we get.
Yeah, well,
I don't
Kennedy's
mind
moving
winter.
a little bit up north, so she might get a little bit more snow and a little bit more
Barely.
cold than us.
It's not like upstate New York.
Oh, yeah,
It's
but
it's a
still.
little colder. But there's
Honestly,
probably
New York
some
is
people.
warmer because of all the buildings. At least when you're in the city, it's warmer because unless you're in a wind tunnel, it blocks all of the wind, so it feels warmer when the sun's hitting you.
Yeah, but if it's gonna snow from above, it's gonna snow.
There's
So-
some people who have never
It's
seen
gonna
snow
snow
before.
here too.
Like people who lived in like Southern California their entire life, never seen snow, or like Mexico. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Never like seen snow
I
or
think
like
that's
touched
so
snow.
sad though, not growing up as a kid and being able to play in snowstorms. Like that was one of the most fun things to do as a kid.
Yeah, and for some reason when we were kids, we had
sled.
insane snowstorms on the East Coast. The snow would be
Yeah.
4 feet tall.
Yeah, we
It'd
haven't
be taller
had
than
that
us.
in a
Th-
while.
Like we would throw candy in the snow and she would be like
Yeah.
underneath of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's and it never snows like that
Remember
anymore.
when Michael threw a bunch of snow in my face?
I remember a really big
Kinda.
snowstorm when I was young.
I remember it.
I remember like because I was like I don't remember how old I was, maybe 13, and my friend lived down the street. It took me like 2 hours to get through the snow to get to her. It was like past my hips.
I love
So I was
snow.
like taking my legs and like just one at a time, just slowly, just going. It took forever to get to her house. But
I'm
we don't
gonna-
have snowstorms like that.
I watched
so
this
much
guy.
anymore.
Have you ever heard of Outdoor Boys on YouTube? Me and I watch his videos all the time. He's like a fucking wilderness expert, and he sometimes takes his young little sons with him, and he lives in Alaska, and he'll go in like 20-foot deep snow in the mountains and just like dig a fucking snow cave, and it's honestly so impressive. He does it all himself. And then he like makes himself dinner inside of this fucking snow cave, and he
Yeah, that
sleeps in
sounds like
it.
fun.
And he talks about
As
how
long as
like,
it doesn't collapse on him.
he talks about that. He's like, people ask about that, And he says like there's a small part of it that's kind of like it is up to chance.
Well,
but
you know, that reminds me of this story that I just heard recently, and they were in Fort Lauderdale. This couple was letting their son and daughter dig a hole. So you're never allowed to let your children do this.
Oh, at the beach?
Yeah, and
Yes.
it collapsed on them.
It collapsed on them, and I think the daughter died. And
It's
I
kind
can't
of
remember. She was young, but people were trying
That's
to dig
why they
them
tell
out
you
and
don't
dig
dig
them out.
holes on the beach.
No, isn't it a rule though that you
Yes.
don't dig
You're
it
not
deeper than
supposed
your
to dig-
waist?
No,
People always
your
say
knees. You're supposed to not.
People
go
always say on the
past
beach,
your
the
knees.
lifeguards always say don't dig holes, and people do it anyway. But there's a reason for it. They're not
They don't
just
think it
telling you
can
not to.
happen.
Brandon used to dig hella holes.
Oh my God!
I would dig holes that were like
You got.
like I
so
would need a
lucky.
ladder to climb out of the
I
hole.
would have known that. I would have not let you.
Brandon had never been able to enjoy the beach, not even as a kid. We'd go to the beach for summer vacation, go to our shitty little beach, and he would just dig holes the entire
Yeah,
time.
I had some kind of weird problem.
I'm glad nothing ever
The
happened.
entire
to me, though,
vacation, I would
because
just dig a hole.
Well, yeah.
That's a weird kid.
You set a
You
mission
know.
for yourself.
No,
Yeah,
I think it's normal for kids to want to dig a hole
Yeah, but
in the
even now
sand.
he can't sit on a beach.
Yeah, it's hard for
Well,
me
we
to
go to
sit
the
on a
beach. Remember we go to the beach at Florida?
Unless if I'm
He'd
really
leave-
drunk, I
Go
can.
use
you
his
get bored?
laptop.
Can you
Ringtone
relax
remix.
on a beach the whole day?
Yeah.
Really?
You know what? I've never
See,
gotten high on a beach.
I've never understood that. Like,
You just fall
why is
asleep.
it enjoyable
Lay there and fall
to do
asleep.
it? Like,
Well,
I
you
don't
can
think
bring
it
a
is as
book.
much
It
anymore.
depends on who
Yeah,
you're
if
with.
you bring a book,
Like
yeah.
if you're with like friends, like me and Scarlett could stay on the beach all day. We would go to the beach before sunrise and then watch the sunrise, and it would be beautiful, and watch the sunrise reflecting off of the water. And then
It's pretty, but you can also make yourself a drink in the afternoon or the early afternoon and just be there all day and just keep drinking your mixed drink.
well,
and
yeah,
then
we would
you
be
can stay
there.
on for
We
hours.
would be there from like 5 a.m. until later in the day, and it's just like you can fall asleep, take little naps on the beach. That's I love taking naps on the beach. You go in the ocean, you read a book, you eat food. We would go on the boardwalk and
As
get
long as
some
you have an
food and
umbrella.
stuff. Yeah, if you have an umbrella and sunscreen, I love spending the day on the beach.
I just feel guilty, like a blob. That's blob form.
That's vacationing though.
I
Right.
can't be a blob for the entire.
You don't. It's not a blob
day.
though. You can bring
Like, even-
books that you want to read and read them.
Yeah. Well, even when I went on vacation with
I was just going to
Kate,
ask you that.
yeah, like I can chill there with her. Like she's easy to do that with, more than other people. But I still had to go to the gym and like walk around and
I mean, that's normal.
think about things.
You're an
Like
ant-
I can't just like sit
You're
there. like,
naturally an antsy person, and I am too. But like,
I can only sit on the beach for like maybe 3 hours.
I think it depends on.
Yeah, 3 hours
you're
is
with.
pretty good, but sometimes a little longer. It just depends.
No, I could
I
stay there
usually
all
start
day.
to just feel disgusting, and I like want to shower.
I actually start to like feeling disgusting, and then once I start feeling disgusting, I want to feel more disgusting.
I don't.
If I break that seal, then I'm like, all right, well.
Once I get in the water and,
And
then
then-
the sand's sticking to me, it's stuck on my feet.
Well, I love that. Then the feeling of going home and showering and washing all the layers of sunscreen
Feels
off of
so
you.
good.
Because there's a freedom in embracing the feeling of disgusting, where you're just like, all right, don't care about where I get sand or sunscreen or whatever. I'm
maybe you
free.
should try living in the woods for like a month.
I will at some point.
Like and not bathe or anything. We were talking about this yesterday. How back then people didn't bathe for like 2 weeks and they just scraped the dirt off themselves. Oh, longer. It was like a month, I think, or even longer. So imagine you're so dirty and
The
you were
only thing
working
that
on a
would-
farm. You gotta
the only
scrape
thing I
all the dirt
really
off
truly
yourself.
wouldn't be able to deal with was bugs. I wouldn't be able to do it.
You
at,
probably
like
get
a
used to
super
it, though.
buggy. No, I.
You become one with the
I don't
bug.
know
No. When I would watch like Alone or Naked and Afraid, or like even Kara and Nate, they've done videos where they've like camped on deserted islands for 3 days, and they'll have like little crabs crawling over them while they're sleeping, and rats and spiders.
So for,
and
Naked and
Gross.
Afraid, do bugs crawl up your
Yep.
if you're a girl?
Yep.
Have you seen that show?
I've
also-
seen it, but like I'm
The
not
first
really.
thing I do is strap a leaf on me.
They do that sometimes. Then
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, like because the
kind of defeats
Yeah.
the purpose.
I feel like as a guy you don't have to worry about it as much. You can kind of just like let it loose.
Yeah, because
You need
that,
a really small bug in order to climb up that thing. But like, what if a
Or you could just cross your legs and sleep with your legs crossed.
you could have a tarantula
forget.
climb up there while you're
Oh
sleeping?
yeah, right, Brandon.
Well, I mean, it's
Whose
warm.
vagina are you
Meatus.
thinking
Bugs
of?
are looking for warmth.
It's got to be a
yeah,
big
you guys
one.
have a tiny little meatus that nothing can crawl in.
Yeah, you have a cavern.
What?
Yes, you have a cavern.
Oh my god, I don't know
A big
who
old
he's talking
cavern.
about. So none of us.
Compared to me, a
big old
meatus.
cavern.
That's one thing.
Okay, girls, compared to a meatus, that thing's a cavern. I'm sorry.
No. You're thinking of a vagina versus a urethra.
Yeah, you're a little confused
No,
there,
you're talking
buddy.
about a.
Women have 3 holes.
I know that you don't. I know you pee out of the urethra.
Yes.
Yes, and it's
You guys have
smaller.
what?
It's like a mini. It's like a mini penis.
No, that's the clitoris.
Oh,
Whatever. It's the same thing.
Brandon
It's all the
doesn't-
same.
he doesn't
See,
know
guys
what
are so much
clitoris
easier.
is.
It's just like a.
you don't know what that is? You need to do some research. Poor
I remember.
Keelan.
No, I remember from health class. Here, we'll take out the model of the vagina from my closet, and we'll learn all the parts.
Clearly, you need to learn.
The way you slipped out of my closet so easily in there. I don't even think they noticed.
But he has that in his closet.
Listen, if I was a guy, I would absolutely have a.
What do you think looks more attractive?
Ew.
Do you think penises or vaginas look
Obviously,
more attractive?
vaginas, 1000%. I think
Penises are ugly.
most people would agree with that. Penises
Yeah.
are not very attractive.
I think penises
looking.
are just boring and bland looking.
You have a
They just look so like.
you have a member hanging off your body.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's
fact
like
that
a tumor.
The fact that they just like swing and hang off of the body, it's like, yeah, it looks like it should be covered up.
Well, it's pretty convenient though,
Looks
because
like, it should be.
yeah, it
tucked
you can
in.
pee on the go.
Yeah,
You can
it's
be
not
walking
fair.
and just pee and be able to like direct it exactly where you need to go.
And also men can take baths a lot easier without getting UTIs, which is not fair.
Can men get UTIs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's a lot harder.
Cory's like, oh,
Cory's
yeah.
like, yeah, been there.
I feel like women get UTIs all the time.
They do.
though.
We have a shorter urethra. That's why.
Oh.
So bacteria can travel into it a lot easier than you guys. It has a lot longer to get to your bladder.
What I don't
Yeah,
understand
that
is why do they
sucks.
tell women to? Oh, never mind.
What?
To what?
I was gonna say to pee after sex, but then I answered my own question in my
If
head.
anything's in there, you need to pee it out.
And if you don't, then you get.
The bacteria just stays in there.
You can get a UTI if the other
Yeah,
party
all the
is
sex
not
bacteria.
playing.
Yeah, humans are like I don't know. Maybe it will be better if we're all just.
I was
like,
literally
robots.
thinking the other day about how fucking fragile humans are.
Yeah, we're like
Being a
it's
human
terrible.
kind of sucks. We don't want to be the sentient, you know? Animals who have less processing abilities are probably happier.
Well, they probably don't.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
it
if
makes
they're
me
I don't know if
wonder.
they're
They probably
happy
don't
or
experience
sad.
happiness like we
Yeah,
do.
I
but it
think
makes
it's more like
me-
a automated program running in their head.
It makes me wonder if like apes get UTIs, and if they do, who
They
do they
definitely
tell?
do.
But who do they tell? What?
Well,
How
they
do they
could probably
get rid
tell.
of
They
it?
probably
just go,
just like
"Ah."
moms,
So they
just
just
like how
stick with
cats have symptoms and they'll do
Yeah.
things to let you
Oh,
know.
that's so horrible. So they're,
They're
in
smarter.
pain.
Well, they probably do things to let them know. They probably pee places they wouldn't normally.
Do you guys
or
ever see,
who knows?
Yeah, but to let them know. What about in the wild? I'm saying
They
nobody
just-
helps them.
you guys ever
They
see
just
in the wild,
die.
Did you ever
might
see
not.
Zookeeper, the movie with Kevin James, where he's a zookeeper and the animals
Yeah.
start talking to him?
Oh yeah.
I don't remember seeing it, but
Funny movie to watch high, that's all I'll say. But there's like a mean ape in the zoo, and he like becomes friends with it. I don't know, it's just
This is
fucking
definitely
funny.
a movie to watch while you're high.
yeah, someone probably created it
Okay,
when they were
okay. I'm
high.
gonna ask you a serious question here.
Okay.
When you were high, have you ever tried to like actually talk to your cat and get a response?
Oh, yeah.
And you think it's
I'll
gonna
look at Ruby and
reply?
I'll be like, I fucking know you can hear me. I know you understand me.
So
Me and
are
Scarlett
you
both
waiting
do
for her
it.
to start talking and say something back?
No, I don't think she would actually start talking, but like she just has this like look that like maybe the government made her or something.
That's how I feel about
Like
Posey.
she looks like a robot. But Percy, I don't feel that. Percy, I'm
Jesse
like, yeah.
said-
I look into your eyes, you're a cat.
Jesse said that Posey's like a 3-year-old, and I was like, no, she's not. She's probably like a 6-year-old or something. Like she knows a lot more than normal cats. Like she.
Do you think this is an illusion that you could be having because you like the cat so
Yeah.
much?
No, I definitely the mother Arya who had those two and our Willow. She definitely is like human.
No, I literally.
Are you sure
they
about that?
think
Actually
Posey
human,
and
yes.
Posey knows.
Because when I've
She
seen all
knows
your
what
guys'
I'm saying.
cats, the first thing that I think is that's a cat.
No, I think she's a human
Well,
stuck in a cat.
That's because you
It's
don't.
doing a cat thing. It looks like a cat. It's walking
It has
around.
no
It's
choice.
meowing.
It's a
It's
cat.
laying down. It's sleeping. It's probably.
But you
probably
don't
just
know
a
what
You've
cat.
never
brain
had a
is.
cat. You don't know what having a cat that
I had a
loves
cat
you
when we
is
were
like.
younger. Mom had 2 cats.
You never
And
did.
now
I
they
would
love
ride
you.
them.
They didn't
You
love
had
you.
no
Do you remember
connection
when I
with
would ride the
them.
cats?
No, you
I
never
rode the
talked
cats.
to them
You
ever.
didn't.
Yes, I did. There was a white one and there was
You
a
were
black
always
one.
like, go
Okay, listen.
away.
Brandon
And then
likes to act like he doesn't give a fuck about animals, and then when he sees an animal that he finds cute, he's like, "Oh, what you doing? Oh!" And he starts doing a little fucking baby voice.
When
didn't
have
do
I
that
done
with
that?
Salem,
Oh my
though.
God.
You do it
When am I
all
gonna-
the time. You say, "Oh hi, oh hi."
Yeah, no, you do that,
Hi, little guy.
but I didn't see him do that to
Little guy.
Salem. Salem would run from you.
I don't know why Salem was so scared of me. Every other animal likes me.
She was scared of all men.
Yeah, I think
she had to live through.
I don't know. She was scared of every human, honestly.
Do you think any of your ex-boyfriends watched the last video?
I did.
Well, we said
What
good
did he
things
say?
about
He said
him.
we should pay him royalties for using
I'm glad
his
we
name.
reprimand. I hope he felt bad about the battery.
Oh, about the
He actually
battery.
did. He did say he felt bad about it.
Did he remember it?
Yeah.
Mm.
I think so.
I don't have an overall negative view of him in my. I don't remember a lot about him because I was so young, but I don't have a negative feeling when I think about him, so that's probably a good thing.
He definitely felt bad, but he watched the whole thing, so he wanted to see because he's never seen them. So he said, I told him I said, you're in being talked about in one of the podcasts. He's like, oh my god. He was like, I said, yeah, it's ratings, and he was like,
It wasn't bad,
great.
though.
No, he was happy with
And
that.
also, that was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, we were easy on him compared to the rest.
yeah, one of them you didn't even rate, and by the way, he wasn't my boyfriend. The one with the bird.
Oh, I know. He wasn't. He was like a roommate.
So when
I
I
didn't have
drive to
time-
New York, well, what are we doing? Where are we getting food?
Cheers.
And
Wait,
where the
you're
fuck am I
sweating?
No,
sleeping?
I'm hungry.
That's something you can discuss on your own time.
Yeah, you really want to discuss this right now?
All I can say is remember to take the blow up thing, the air thing, to blow the bed
A
up.
lot of them have
Okay.
built-in pumps.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Kennedy blow it up with her mouth.
Probably
Part of her
would.
training for self-defense course.
All right. Well, I'd pass
We
out.
gotta
can't believe
we
he's
gotta get
good-
your lung
I
capacity.
can't
I
believe
would
you're
probably pretty
sleeping
low.
there with her for the first night. That's
Well,
cool.
She's trying to get me to get high with her.
Of course she is.
That's why he's sleeping there.
No,
Peer
he said he
pressure.
wouldn't do it.
He probably will.
I don't even know if I'm going to want to
I
get
don't
high the
think
first
so.
night there.
I don't.
I wouldn't go like
Yeah,
get
you
high
don't
and
really
sit there
do
and
that much
stare at
anymore.
the empty.
That's not what I do when I'm high. I'm very productive when I'm high.
You won't even
Where
have
are
like a
you going to
TV to
go
watch.
grocery shopping? Are you going to get everything delivered?
There's lots of markets nearby.
Yeah, but then you have to carry everything.
She's gonna get a little wheelie
I
cart.
have a wagon.
You have a. You're getting a
that wagon is not good for the
I don't give a
streets.
fuck.
A little red wagon.
You need one of the taller ones that like are deep.
Then I'll get one.
Kenny's gonna be like one of those like homeless people that like steal a grocery cart from the grocery store and just dragging it around all the time as their whole house inside of
Not
it.
steal a grocery cart.
That's why at Aldi
They make little ones
they
that
have a
are
quarter.
foldable.
In order to get a grocery cart at Aldi, you have to have a quarter and put it in there to like
Take
actually
it,
take it
yeah.
out. I'm like,
Well, wait, they
who's,
don't have
who's worried about losing their? Do people even use change anymore?
No.
No. So who's worried about losing a quarter? What can you buy with a quarter? Like a bubblicious
They're
gum.
worried about
Not
losing it
even
if they
that.
go to Aldi and need the carts at Aldi.
Kennedy, they don't have a Whole Foods there, do they?
Yeah, they
They do. It's just
Right
not going
there?
to be walking distance.
You can probably just order it.
Oh,
I know,
You could
that's the
just
thing.
get Instacart for it.
If
yeah.
I need to get something from Whole Foods, I would just make a point to go there or order it. But I when you live alone, you don't buy that much groceries at once, or else it will go to waste.
Yeah.
So
Well, some things you can stock, but
yeah, you guys seem to have more concerns than I have.
Mom
I have
has the main
I don't have
concern.
any
Of course I do.
Mom
I
is
know
a
you'll be
worry
fine.
wart.
well,
you are a worry
okay,
wart.
let me just
You were not
defend
always
myself.
a wart like that,
You don't
but
have
now
to
you're,
defend
you're
yourself.
turning
I
it
am
on.
going to, because the reason why I'm so concerned about even little things is because if something screws up, who's the first person that she calls to fix it?
Ghostbusters.
Me.
Mommy.
Who do
So
you
it
call?
stresses me out.
That's not true. Sometimes Brandon's the first person.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna ask you.
And
to,
what the fuck is he gonna do?
I'm gonna ask
Are you gonna leave me hanging like this?
to split us evenly.
Wow, I will rip
to
your
do that.
Ew,
Please,
dirty ass feet.
Can he
Get
balance
your
us
Amazon
out?
jewels out of here.
No,
Yeah,
don't
that's the
come
thing.
straight
Sometimes I go
me
to
all the
Claudia,
time.
sometimes I go to Brandon. When it's like
Yeah.
something like tax or something that's super adultish, then I go to you.
Yeah, that's like the worst.
But I
to
know
me.
that I stress you out, so I don't always go to you.
especially if it's something that I already warned you about, and I like could foresee it happening, and then you call me anyway and
Listen,
complain
I'm
about the
judgment
same
free,
exact
so she'll
thing I
probably
told
come
you.
to me.
I come to Claudia with my friend and boy issues. I come to Brandon with
A
what
lot.
do I come to you for?
Last
A lot,
resort.
because he knew something
anything
before.
business,
Kennedy's
anything
last
business
resort.
related, or
But you also told him something the other day, and I said something to you like, "Oh, did you Kennedy's blah 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 blah?" And you were like, "Yeah, she already told me." I was like,
What?
"Okay." I don't know. It was
What was
something
it?
with the application or whatever.
Oh, because she called me to get advice for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was calling everybody. I'm calling
Anyway.
literally everybody that day.
Kennedy comes to me when she needs her advice. Okay,
I come to all of you.
because
And guess who fixed her problem?
me.
Actually, it was,
What did you do?
It was Claudia.
Yeah.
She talked to Jesse and had him be my guarantor.
Oh my god.
Really, Jesse, not Claude.
Yeah, but I'm the one that did all the talking.
When she said it to me, I said, you're going to need to call Claudia first for sure on that one. I said, go do that.
Yeah, but Mom, sometimes you stress me out more.
Look, I am trying.
I didn't stress you out.
She called me one morning where I'm already like so anxious about getting approved, and she's literally just like, it's like somebody is called me and is saying out loud all of the worries I already have in my head. And I was
just want to make sure.
I was trying so hard not to get angry, but I was like, Mom, did you just call me to like tell me everything I'm supposed to be stressed about? Because I already am.
Well, a lot of times because you don't tell me everything as much as you used to, I don't know where your brain's at or what you're thinking. So for me to say something ahead of time, I am saving myself issues later down the road. So for me, I'm helping myself too.
I just say, it's all going to work out. It'll be fine.
Sometimes that's what somebody just needs to hear.
Well, I can't do that all the time.
One way or another, it would have worked out. Whether you got a
I just don't want to have
not.
the stress of it later at the very end, having to be the one to work it out, being the one that works it out.
She's an adult, and you can't get stressed over issues. Like it's not gonna. At the end of the day, one thing is gonna happen or another thing's gonna happen. She's either gonna find a new
looking
place
at
or not.
this like I have been doing things with her as like helping her along the way, and this is like that parting stage where she's taking the last little bits of connection that I have to help her with away. So I have to get used to that. I've been
not
the
really.
one
She's been
reminding
doing
her.
that.
Well,
She's still in my car insurance.
She's entering a new chapter of her life.
Exactly.
Everyone has different chapters of their lives.
She's
and I've
sprouting.
always I'm like
You're entering a new chapter too.
I have
you did
literally
recently.
been her assistant for like taxes and her assistant for medical and her assistant for
Hey,
and
you're still going to be my
insurance.
assistant for taxes.
Well, I mean, see, there you go. So if I call you and say, "Hey, Kennedy, I need this, you
Yeah,
can't
and
get
I
mad at me
appreciate
for that.
all of the tax stuff. I
Yeah,
say
you
I
can't
appreciate
get mad at
it.
me, though, about
well,
it.
sometimes it's the way that you
not-
say things sometimes where you just you stress me
I'm
out.
texting sometimes. Okay. How can I change that?
Taxes are stressful. It's hard not to get.
Okay, like how do I make a text that's a nice text even nicer?
You just started with like, "Hey, little
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
gonna
saying.
do
I'm
that.
not saying that you need
No,
to
I'm not
be
doing
nice
that.
or anything. I'm not even talking about tax stuff right now. I'm talking about the apartment stuff.
Well,
I
that
appreciate
also
everything
was-
you do with the tax stuff. It's very, very helpful, and I don't know what I would do otherwise.
Yeah, it's
You'd figure it out.
like
Well,
even
I
with the
figured it out, but you
cats,
make it a lot easier.
Even with the cats, like I'm thinking like, oh my god, they have
That
to drive
that
up.
I'm like,
blah, blah,
you do
blah.
like
Yeah, that's not your worry.
That feels like I know. If you don't think that I'm already super stressed out about my cats and thinking about how to make them the most comfortable possible on the way there,
But like you never know, like if somebody says, if you have it in your mind, you're like, okay, I need to do this, and you never know like what someone else is going to say to you that is like, oh my god, right, I would have forgotten that. You don't know. It's just like an extra thing that, okay, it's just look at it like a planning process, a double check these things to make sure.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you caring
I'm
about
not
me.
going to stop
Okay,
doing
listen,
it.
Kennedy-
That's what mothers
Kennedy
You
do.
don't have to
appreciate-
stop. I love having a mother
she
that cares
appreciates
about
what
me.
you're doing. Blah blah blah.
The only
you love
way-
her. Good,
Yeah,
good job. You're gonna keep doing it either way. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Brandon can't say anything.
I'm
else
trying to
that.
work on my reaction to things sometimes because I know I get irritated very easily.
Well, I've decided that if somebody hurts my feelings, I'm just going to burst out crying from now on. And that way,
don't
they'll
do
never
that.
do it again.
I'll just say,
Mom,
It always works.
maybe you need some Zoloft.
No, that's not the case. I'd be like,
well, no,
you're
you
being mean,
shouldn't
you
be-
need more.
you need some fucking meditation.
I meditate all
You
the
need
time.
to meditate. You need a journal.
Hey.
Go in the fucking sauna. Go in a nice bath.
Brandon tells everyone
Do
go
a
in the
fucking
sauna.
do a skydiving handstand.
I go in the sauna. I
Go
take all the
skydiving.
vitamins
Dad
and
was telling-
multivitamins you tell me to take.
Dad was telling us yesterday about how he has like severe bone pain, and Brandon was like, "Go in the sauna."
It's true. No one fucking listens. If you want to fix half your fucking problems, there's like 3 things you can do that
Well,
will
my
literally
neck
fix
has
all
been
of
hurting,
them.
And what
and
are
the
they?
sauna has been helping.
Sauna, heat exposure, cold exposure, actually fucking sleep because a lot of people don't even sleep. Go outside and get sun.
That's one thing I will always get.
Exercise.
I do all of those things.
I'm at the point where like I don't understand how some people can get through life with no like
Yeah, I don't
physical
understand
movement
that.
at all.
I don't understand
You must
that.
be in so much pain and like mentally fucked.
Dude,
if
that
you
is-
don't move.
That is literally probably 60% of the reason I'm moving. I know a lot of people are going to wonder why I'm moving, but I'm going to talk about that in my video more. But a good portion of it is just the fact that I visited the specific area several times in the last year, and I really just liked it. And I know that if I move, I'm going to be walking a lot more. I'm going to be going to the parks. I'm going to be outside a lot more.
To whose house?
Hopefully it's not in head punching zone.
Mom, why would you
back and forth many times? That's
no,
a lot.
I will be walking to the
Mom, that's not a subject for the podcast.
yeah, seriously. I will be walking back and forth to the park. I will be walking around the park. Last time I went, I spent like an hour and a half at the park by myself, and it was so relaxing, and I didn't feel in danger at all. It was just a bunch of families and kids, but I was still very aware. And
Taser out? Was taser and pepper spray out, ready to go?
I didn't have my taser
times?
at that point, but I got it now. So
Well, see, I said defense classes. You would have never thought about that.
I've always thought about defense classes, but there's not really many defense classes around here I'd want to go to. But also it's just like having access to the things I will have in New York is just going to be very, very different from what I'm used to. And of course, I've already gotten very sad about the idea of not living in the same state as my family.
Yeah.
But contrary to what people may think, I do love my family more than anything.
I think like the other day I was like doing my makeup. I like randomly said I love you to each one of you. And she writes back and says, "Why do you say that randomly?" And I'm like, because I was like doing my makeup.
I didn't even ask because I knew.
I'm doing my
Oh,
makeup.
I thought I was special. I thought I was the only one who got that. Wow. Wow, the value of that text message just went down a lot.
Okay,
Right? I
whatever.
thought it was just me.
Damn. You should not have said
I
that.
thought it was just me too.
She was like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. I
No,
love you."
but
And
I
was
did
like,
send
"The
it
fuck?"
individually because I wanted
And then,
them each to...
knowing that you sent it to them too.
Who did you
oof.
send it to first?
Don't answer.
I can't remember.
She was gonna point to me.
I don't.
Oh, she remembers. She was like,
I can't
And the Cory's like,
remember.
It
"Don't."
was probably me because she was thinking about me moving.
It might have been, but I can't. It might have been her though. I don't know.
Ooh,
I
sorry.
have to look.
Wow, I have
But it
been
was
replaced.
definitely-
I'm
it was
questioning everything
definitely-
about our relationship.
I've been
Mom.
demoted.
But I'm like doing my makeup, and all of a sudden, I'm like finish my makeup, and I start like tears are starting to ride down my face. I'm like, why am I crying? I could not stop crying.
Oh, that's
It was
sad.
weird.
That was,
And I'm like, stop it! You're gonna ruin my makeup. Like by crying.
that was
but,
how I
like,
felt when I was in New York.
I felt so like anxious all week.
That's literally how I felt last time I went to New York when I was apartment hunting, and thankfully I was with Scarlett, and she is very helpful in moments when I feel like I'm losing my mind. But I could not stop crying for like hours. And I would look at her and be like,
Wow.
I don't even know why I'm crying at this point. If you look at me and see tears coming down my face, ignore it. We'd be in the middle of like watching Sex in the City, and we'd be laughing, and like 5 minutes later I'd be like, and there'd just be tears streaming down my face. She'd be like, "Are you okay?"
She's probably like, Jesus fuck.
No.
This
She's seen every
What
side
did I
of
get
me.
myself into with this
She's seen
one?
every side of me, and she still loves me,
That's Jesse.
and I love her.
Has he seen every side
Oh
of you?
yes, he has.
Yeah.
Sees me at my worst.
He's seen the worst and the best. I saw a video of you guys the other day. I think it was on TikTok, and you had your long, super blonde hair, and he had his long hair. You guys looked so young, and it's like,
What do they look old now?
So-
no,
It's
you don't look
been
old now,
about
but
2
it's
years.
just different. Like, because Claudia had such a different look with her super
Yeah.
long, white, Khaleesi blonde hair, and then Jesse just looked like such a frat boy.
I know his face has like matured a lot.
His face is
Yeah.
matured, his hair is matured, because it's like he actually knows how to style it now, and he dresses different. Like,
I think that's his contests that he's in, the losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight also, because I don't feel like people go through major changes until at least like 30. And he's still, it's only
I feel like
2
that's
years
not true.
difference.
Well, he's like 30.
Well,
I'm
no,
almost 30. What are you trying to
20
say? I'm not
the
going through
age
any
of-
major
You're
changes.
and
starting
look
to
at how
go
much
through
you've
major
changed in the
changes.
last year and how much you've
21
matured.
to 24, I feel like is a big change, and I feel like men in particular mature a lot in terms of like how they look, because there's men mature a little bit
Brandon.
later than women do, so they're still kind of growing
Okay,
up.
I have a topic that we could end this on. Let's talk about men's mental health. I'm
Okay.
serious.
What about it?
People will probably be surprised to hear this, but I do advocate for men's mental health. I think
Wow. That means so much to me, Kennedy.
this is the thing. I've always wanted to say this in a video because
You should be the new
I'm
men's
very
mental
open.
health
I
advocate.
should. I'm
on
very
YouTube.
open about how I hate men and everything and that. But like, obviously, when I say that, it doesn't mean I hate all men. I hate
It's
even
an
having
act.
to
She
clarify
actually
that.
loves men.
There are men in my life
She
that I
loves
really, really
men.
care about and
Well,
support.
obviously.
And the thing is, it's like no girl, no woman wants to hate men. It's like a defense mechanism because men are fucking terrifying, and men will never understand that from a woman's perspective, and you'll never understand the
Is that
fear.
primarily because men are stronger than women?
Why do you have to say something like this?
No, I'm asking a serious question.
Well,
Because is that
probably.
why?
Probably part of the reason.
Yeah, it's also just,
a lot of things.
When you listen to true crime, and a lot of people will be like, well, why do you listen to true crime if it's going to scare you? And it's like, it doesn't scare me. It
Not all men are stronger anyway.
informs you.
On
informs
average,
me.
on
I would
average, men
rather-
are stronger than women.
I don't want to be afraid. I want to be ready, because the unfortunate reality is like, no matter who you are, you're never really safe in this world unless you just literally never leave the house. And even then, you're not safe because a fucking asteroid could strike. So, but anyways, I wanted you to talk about journaling, because I think a lot of men should be journaling, and they look at it as some like feminine thing, but it's like, journaling is such a good way to improve your mental health and just like get your feelings written out. So many people in general, probably women too, are so afraid of their own feelings and admitting things to themselves. And it's like, you have no idea how much just writing these things out could truly help you. You don't have to show them to anyone. You could burn the paper afterwards.
God, I can't imagine holding in my feelings.
I can't either. I've never held in anything in my entire life.
Well, I think most guys do bottle it up because it's just simply part of the culture.
They
Like,
do,
when
and
was-
I hate that.
Well, when I was younger, the things like journaling and all that kind of stuff was just like, look, that is so stupid. And you would feel stupid doing it.
Yeah.
Because people would push judgment on you if you were doing things like that.
Well, how would they know if you're doing it in the privacy of your own home?
Somebody would figure it out. And it's just the type of thing where like, you know that they would talk shit about it, so you end up not doing it.
When
There's
I
a part
hear,
of
One of the
though-
things, hold on. One of the things, as you get older, you stop caring about that stuff almost entirely. And you just do things because you know it's going to actually have value in
Self-love.
your life.
I don't
loving
know.
yourself.
I was taught by my dad, you write it down and they can use it on you as evidence.
Okay,
No,
well-
but there's a thing that you can get. I had this in nursing school. It's really cheap. I think it's like $10 on Amazon. It's like a little, I forget what the actual name of it, but it's basically like a little pad thing that you can write with this specific pen, and it's like, I don't know if it's like magnetic or what, but you write on it and basically like you click the button, it completely clears it. It's not electronic. It's literally
that's
just like
really
But here's the
good.
thing. I like journaling because I like being able to go back and read it, because I am somebody who loves to self-reflect and see how much I've changed and grown. And I'm very open to making mistakes and admitting to my mistakes. But it's like, I know that there are too many men in this world, and women too, and just people in general who bottle their feelings up so much that it literally turns them into these hateful, jealous, unhappy people. And it's like, do you want to live like that? Do you want to spend the rest of your life in that body and in that mind?
Well, I think a lot of people don't know how to like start it, to be honest. I realized whenever somebody tries a journal, they'll go and try to get some fancy journal and some pens, and everything has to be like organized and
fine.
perfect and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but I think the best way to do it, if you want to make it really easy, every night do it for like 10 minutes and just get a simple journal from Amazon for like $5 and use any fucking pen that you have.
Well,
and literally just write whatever comes to mind.
if
Well,
you
then
don't
burn
want if you don't want to write something down, because I know people probably do have the fear of someone finding it and reading it.
Yeah,
The thing that I'm talking about is called a LCD writing pad with instant erase. So it comes with a little stylus pen, and you basically have like a full page to write on.
That's
you can write out
really
whatever you
good.
want, and then you push a button. It's
I don't
completely
understand
gone.
the purpose of it. I understand so no one finds it, but doesn't that defeat the purpose of being able to read back the way
well,
you were
some people
thinking?
don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
maybe you don't want to read it back.
Like when I was
Or
really
just hold on to it for a week.
I feel
read
like
and then
it
get
can
rid
be
of it.
traumatic for some people to have to like relive their thoughts in a negative time. So it's
that's
like,
true, but also I do
Isn't,
feel like
isn't confronting them good?
I-
You're
I-
talking
I
about
think-
exposure
I feel like you're
therapy.
confronting it by
exposure
writing it.
therapy applies to the same.
First of all, everybody has to start somewhere. So if you're somebody who is really, really not good with talking about things that have happened to you or how you feel, you might not want to save something that you wrote. You might want to just erase it right away and just like,
yeah,
there is
Also-
still something cathartic about writing something out, seeing it, and then having it be gone.
Yeah, I feel like that is a form of exposure therapy. You don't have
Yeah.
to go read it back if you don't want to. Also, a lot of people don't live in the privacy of their own home. If you're living with your parents, if you're living with, I don't know, someone that you're not getting along with, and you want to be able to write things down that involve that person, you don't want to have something that they can find and read and hold against you. Or
I just think journaling should be so normalized for everybody to do, because when I was sick all the time and in high school, and I was so depressed and I just like hated everything, I would write the most depressing journal entries, but they did help me. Like it was a way to get out all of my feelings, and I am also a little bit of a writer, so there's also that part of it. But like, you don't have to be a writer.
Well, I think a lot of people will have excuses like, "Oh, that's not going to work for me. I just know it's not."
Yeah, and it's like-
I realize people do this a lot. Humans are all the fucking same at the end of the day.
They are.
So if you think that something's not going to work for you and it's not worth trying because you're a special type of person,
then it's not.
Right. It's all a mindset.
Exactly.
Not everything works for everybody. There's different forms of like therapy, self-care, all those things.
It's true, but I do think there are certain things that work for almost everyone.
I do agree, and I think journaling is one of those things.
I think you start getting into weird cloudy territory when you're like, oh, certain things only work for certain people, so we're gonna like treat little Jimmy. Nothing's working for you, so we'll find something one day. It's like, no, there's like, you're a fucking human. Like certain things work for you.
Everything is mindset.
I think it's there's no harm in anyone doing it, but I don't think it's necessarily the same benefit for everybody.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me.
That's
journaling.
Have you done it for more than like 3 days?
And have you done it recently?
Not recently, but I've done it before. And
you're a good writer.
I'd rather write a book.
It's
than
the
do
same
that.
thing in a sense.
It's the same. I'd rather write a book.
Not everybody enjoys writing things down.
I had a therapist literally.
Not everybody enjoys sitting down and writing
in front
things.
of me.
It's not about enjoying.
Also, some people struggle with doing something every single day, like being consistent with something like that.
Yeah, but that could just be fear of confronting whatever you're putting down on the piece of paper.
Things in. I like talking about it. So I would talk to anybody.
Too many people talking at once.
I just don't think that the same thing works for everybody.
So how would you tell a guy
exactly.
who is super repressed and thinks therapy and medication, all that stuff is
just do it.
shit? How would you tell them to start?
I think you can start with something super basic, and you don't have to go into like the deepest depths of what's going on inside your mind. Start with something super basic, like what did you do that day?
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
Write about something random, first thing that comes to your mind. You don't need to like on the first journal entry like write a fucking entire book about your entire life.
Yeah, unless you want
I think
to.
people are thinking
You
it's this
write
like
what
big
comes to you.
monstrosity.
There's no right or wrong when it comes to journaling, writing anything. There's no right or wrong answer. You do what comes to you in the moment. The thing is, people just need to confront themselves more than they do. And also another thing I've noticed a difference between men and women is women are very self-reflective and obviously this is a generalization, but whatever. Women are very self-reflective and analytical, and we will have deep conversations with other women about things that have happened to us, traumatic things that don't involve us. Like me and Scarlett get into deep conversations about a million different things. And then I ask guys, okay, what do you talk about with your guy friends? And they might have deep conversations, but it's so different. They don't analyze things the same way and be like, what was my part in this? What could I learn from this? And like,
I think guys do that. They just don't talk about it. It just floats around in your head and stuff.
Exactly. They don't talk about it enough.
Yeah. Last thing, like I'm obsessed with how things like journaling, it's like a very simple thing that takes like 10 minutes a day. And it might not have effects over the course of a day or a week or a month or whatever. But if you're doing that for like over the course of 3 years, you'll be a completely different person than you would if you weren't doing something like that. Now stack other things like that where you have journaling, which is honestly, it's so easy to do once you get in the pattern. And it's like, you actually start looking forward to it. But there's other things that you can do like that too. Like going to the gym is one of those things.
The simple act of self-care.
Yeah, just enacting self-care.
You don't like it because you're not really getting anything out of it in the moment, but you will be an entirely different person.
I saw something
over the course
today.
Of a decade.
I saw something today on Instagram of a woman saying, if you are even trying to figure out how to love yourself, you already do, because that is coming from a place of self-love. If you are constantly telling yourself negative things, that I used to do that all the time it's evident. You can go back and watch my old YouTube videos. I've done this before and been like, how do people ever say that they miss how I used to be? Because I look at myself and I'm like, she seems so unhappy. She's talking super negatively down on herself. She's making self-deprecating jokes. I don't do that stuff anymore.
Well, a lot of people like that though, because that's how they're feeling. They like to see other people like that.
Yeah, but
misery loves company.
Yeah. Exactly. Everybody has to change. I just don't feel that way anymore. I'm so happy. I love myself. I tell myself that all the time. I do so many things to comfort and take care of myself, and
I'm glad you're not in that sad YouTuber
I
era
am too.
anymore. So
I don't want to be
still
in
want
that.
that content. Sorry, it's gone.
Not me anymore.
There's a million ways to do self-care. It doesn't have to be journaling, but there really is a million ways, like working out, doing a skincare routine.
It's in the tiniest little
literally
things.
getting dressed every day.
Yeah.
making your bed every day. It's like the most
I don't
simple
even have to make my
things.
bed.
Routines.
It stays made.
That's the thing that helped me.
Sleep on top
We
of
sleep
it.
on top of it.
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to like some form of discipline. I think discipline's been completely basically ruined recently in the culture. There's
like
no discipline.
there's a toxic level of self-discipline too.
There's toxic, but when you have absolutely
the word
none,
discipline.
your life is
I don't either.
completely in chaos. Yeah, but you waking up and making your bed every day is discipline.
I think there's a better
That is
word
the
for it.
Yeah,
definition
but
of discipline.
I think routine and motivation and self-care.
It's just taking care
are
of yourself.
Better words than discipline. Like
You're
discipline
You're just
sounds
thinking
like
of military when you think discipline. You're just
exactly,
identifying it
but
with that.
everybody
That's not what it means, though.
I understand that, but I don't like that word, and
But
I'm
that's
allowed
what
to
it
not
is.
like that word.
I understand, but that's what it
Period.
is. That is the
Period.
definition of discipline.
This
What you
sounds
just
like
described.
an argument that we would see in the comment section. This is why people argue, because we argue.
No, you're all disciplined. The fact that you have cats and can take care of cats and you have a feeding regimen for them and all that kind of stuff, that is discipline. Well, I'm saying it's a good thing, and
Yeah,
I think a
there
lot
is
of
a
people don't have
positive
that.
I think it is a good thing, but I'm just saying I particularly don't love the word. Like, I understand it's discipline.
Okay,
and it's
whatever
a
you
good
wanna
thing.
call
She
it.
wants it to be like routine.
Well, I mean,
A routine,
because I
like
just
a
think that there's like, if you're trying to talk to someone else about it, telling them like, oh, you need to have discipline is kind of
Yeah.
just a bad word to use.
But the word discipline is.
I understand
used
it's a
right, but
compliment.
yes.
It's a compliment to say
It
when
is.
you
Okay,
have
it's the same.
discipline.
I see what you're saying.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying to like explain it to other
There
You're
could be
saying it
a
won't
more
make sense to
positive,
them.
fun way to explain it to a
Yeah.
human that
Forming
makes them
little
want to do it.
routines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's having all the little joys in life and all the
Literally-
little routines that make you feel whole.
If I skip, like I have my night routines and my morning routines, and if I skip it, I will feel guilty because I'm like, why did I do that? And I don't think that I'm worth taking care of myself. Like if I
Oh, no,
if I
yeah.
miss a medication dose, I'm
Yeah.
like, why did I do that? Because I was lazy and I don't think that I deserve to be healthy.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it can go into
that's
the
like-
extreme where you can be too hard on yourself
Yeah.
and
Right,
beat
and
yourself
do
up to
correct.
death, which is also bad.
It's all about finding a balance.
Because I do that sometimes
Same.
where
It's
I,
okay to
I
have
take it
off
too
days.
far.
Although what I
But
do,
like I'm at the point now where I feel extremely guilty if I don't go to the gym.
yeah, and I feel the same way.
Same.
Except
Thanks,
if I have a rest day
That's a
that is
good thing. Thank you,
dedicated
Brandon.
to. No, if you have rest days that are dedicated, like for example, yesterday was Easter, so I took a rest day because I was like, I know I'm going to be spending the whole day like with family doing stuff, so it's easier for me to have a rest day because I'm not going to feel guilty just sitting around and being like, oh, I didn't work out even though I had the time to.
I hate that guilty feeling. I try to never let myself feel that.
What's more, it's not really guilty. It's more like
Well,
I
she's gonna
feel
have fun with
better.
Superhuman then. Kennedy.
I
It should
feel
be
better.
fine. Mom, you're just doing it like more seriously than a lot of people do.
That's one thing I struggled with.
I mean,
when
I take it seriously. I've always taken working
Yeah,
out
I've had to
seriously.
like let go of
when I would go to the
Red
when I
X days.
when I got into
I
going to the
can't.
gym and I was going like 3
Those
times
Red
a
X
week,
days are major.
I'd feel so guilty if I didn't go. That's what made me want to stop doing it because I don't like that feeling.
I literally
Anyway.
went on and saw her with a red X on there, and I was like, I texted her. I said, "You need to do something about the red X."
Good.
So it changed it to a rest day. She changed
I
it
honestly
immediately.
just forget because the days that I have red X's, I'm not working out. I'm usually going to a class and I forget to put it in.
Yeah, well, looking
Wait, do
at
people
it is
even
such
know
an
what you're talking
eyesore, so
about?
it really does
No,
work.
basically, I haven't like talked about this, and it's probably not going to be public for, to be honest, another like 6 months at least.
Let people know what you've been working on.
Yeah, but I've been working on an app. You can call it a fitness app, but I like to see it more as like a lifestyle app because I think by just having routine in your life, Claudia, having routine in your life,
And incentive.
routine and incentive,
Yeah.
it can help improve every aspect of your life. And it's interesting because I started making it because I wanted to improve those aspects of my life, have more routine, be more disciplined, even though Claudia doesn't like that word.
No, I don't mind the word discipline when you're using it for yourself. I'm just saying when you're trying to explain to people what the little things are, using them as having the word discipline can be.
Some people
mean
would like
something
that,
more
some people
negative
wouldn't.
to other people. Yeah.
Either way, I wanted something that was fun to do. And I remember a girl came up to me in the gym not so long ago who actually watched these videos, and she said, I watched the old videos that you did where you guys were doing the gym competitions and you made fitness look fun, and it basically inspired me to start going to the gym. And she
Yeah.
came up to me and like told me this, and it was like when I first started working on the app, and I was like, okay, I want as many people as possible to come up to me and say that, because like that was more rewarding than like anything else that we've done in like
Right.
social media. So I've been working on this app, and it's in beta testing right now, and Mom's using it.
How long
and
have you been working on
Claudia's
it
using
for?
it. Cory's using it. Dakota's using it, and all of our friends are using
We
it.
love
I've been
it.
working on it. It's been almost a year. It's been like 10 months.
It's literally changed my life. And I'm not just saying that. I'm really not. But I used to go to the gym once a week, if that, sometimes twice, and then skip 2 weeks or skip a week. And now I'm just consistent. So it just holds you accountable. And like you're always looking at
I
like
see it being super
the energy
successful.
and what you've done. And
It's a
all
fun
this. It's
social
fun.
thing
It's a lot
too.
of
It's
fun.
like
so easy to-
here's another thing. The reason that I wanted to do it, I think social media is super toxic. You can tell by the comment section of a lot of these podcasts. Anyway, social media is very toxic, and I think when social media was originally created, the intention was not for there to be so much toxicity, and I think there needs to be other social platforms developed that have a bit more positive of a vibe to them, where it's about uplifting people and supporting
Would you have
each other.
moderators on it?
Well, I'll use AI moderation, but
That's what I think social media should have. I think there should be some sort of moderation because some of the
social
things...
media is literally Wild West right now. And what happens is a lot of like the psychopathic type of personalities end up just sitting on there all day and causing chaos.
Yeah.
And usually those people are silent and normal. Like no one will come up to you and like say this one of these comments like on this podcast, for example, to your face. No one would ever do that. They're only doing that because they're like sitting behind their computer in the comfort of their home, and they're like, I can say whatever I want right now.
Yep.
And it's
There's
usually
so
people
much
who have a
freedom
lot of
speech on the internet.
well, it's usually people with a lot of problems going on, and honestly, like you should kind of feel bad for those people in a sense.
I
like
do.
they're
I always do.
they say mean shit, but they're probably going through all kinds of shit right now. So anyone about to write a mean comment on this video,
I know.
Don't do it.
Everybody
Well-
who hates on me,
well,
I
just
feel
think
sorry
about this
for
for a
you.
minute. Think about this for a minute. Maybe you should sit down and take out a piece of paper and start journaling. 'Cause I think
Exactly.
you have something you might need to address.
When
'Cause-
I read hate comments now, it makes me sad, not in the sense where I'm like, oh, poor me, but it's like,
It hurts to be them.
It hurts to see people saying these things about other human beings that they don't even know. You have never met this person and you feel the right to comment paragraphs about them.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
that's
actually
insane.
crazy.
yeah.
The things I see commented, not even just to me, but to like
To other people
mutual
too.
creator friends I have on the internet is
It's disgusting.
Well,
It's
it's like
Exactly.
it's
And that's-
actually mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's
sick.
why I don't want to go into an app anymore and like have it like cause anxiety and like this and that and
Yeah, because
fuck that. Like,
honestly,
there-
a lot of the time I get off these apps and I go to something that doesn't even have comments because I'm like Pinterest. Where I, can
I was just gonna say I go on
I can
Pinterest.
just
yeah,
scroll.
don't you think social media should make you feel good when you go
Yes.
onto it
Yeah.
and like
Absolutely,
inspire you and
yes.
make things better, not make
Yes.
things more toxic and make you
That's
like
why I
fucking
try
hate
to.
yourself?
So I try to only look at art stuff and cooking stuff.
and I only really
cats.
watch the people that I specifically follow because
I mean,
I know
that
they're
goes
going to put
into
positive content.
cyberbullying. Like, there's so much of it, and it's still not controlled.
It's never going to be
people like
controlled.
literally kill themselves because of it. And
Well,
it's
exactly.
absolutely
There's
horrible.
always going to be evil people in the world, but
yeah, but we can like
But try to be a
I
little
feel like we
less
could do
evil.
an
them.
entire podcast just on social media.
Absolutely.
Because I
what
have so
I
much to
don't
say about
want
it.
is like, listen, freedom of speech. Everyone can say what they want, and I've read negative comments about me where that aren't fully mean. Where I'm like, okay, I guess I can see that perspective a little bit. But I don't want the comment sections, especially on our videos where it's just us having conversations, to be like 90% negative. That's what upsets me, because it's like, if someone who doesn't know us clicks on a video and watches it, and then maybe they have a positive thought, and then they scroll to the comments and they see all of these negative fucking.
Yeah.
It makes
like,
you start to think negative.
It makes you start to think negative, and then you want to give your 2 cents, and it's
Right.
like it's so the toxic negativity is like it just spirals out of control, and I've seen it happen on my videos before, where it's just like one thing leads to another.
Well, it's a
and-
vocal minority, because if 1 million people see your video and most of those people really like it, but then there's like 100 comments with some kind of negative connotation to them, and then people go down and they see them, they start perceiving the video differently.
like
So
the
now they're
old-
not watching it as like, oh, like I love watching
Right.
Candy. They're watching it as, oh, maybe that person's right who said that like
Right.
mean
Exactly.
thing.
it's like the old
Exactly.
saying: if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say. If you don't have anything,
If you don't have
nice
anything to say, don't say anything at all. And on that
Yeah.
note, we're ending because this has been a long fucking episode.
How
Why are
long's it
you
been?
always the one to be like, let's end it?
Because I watch them
Well,
back,
oh,
and I
that's
don't
one
want to watch
comment I
over
saw
an
that
hour.
I agree with, that I'm calling out
What?
that is slightly negative. Somebody's like, Claudia's rushing the podcast at the
I'm
end.
not rushing it. I know we've been sitting here forever, and then we have to watch it back again, and I don't want to watch over an hour of footage.
I don't
You
care.
don't
I
watch
like
yourself
listening
talk
to
I don't
it.
mind.
I just do it while
I
I'm
like talking.
doing my makeup or like trying to do something else.
Last time when I was
cleaning.
reviewing it, I was drawing all of us.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
listened
Claudia,
to it.
this is the last time you're going to see your sister for like 15 months. She signed a 15-month lease.
All right, I'm sweating. I'm like really horribly sweating under this thing. I need to end the podcast. I need to get out.
Bye.
Bye. See you guys next time.